The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
We are now adding, as of today, a new David Pakman Show member benefit. We've been asked for it for months, Lewis. The full 1-hour uncut TV show in one long video file people can watch, not cutting out any of the stuff that we clip out for the YouTube version. That starts being available today. Yet another member benefit, Lewis.
Incredible.
Incredible stuff.
Uncut.
davidpakman.com/membership. It's the way to support the show. There is a new TED Talk that has been released after much controversy. Nick Hanauer is a super rich Seattle entrepreneur who has been espousing contrarian arguments against many others of those in the 1%, saying rich people don't create jobs, making the exact argument I've been making on this show and many others for a long time, which is that lowering taxes on the rich does not drive demand, which is what you need to stimulate the economy. Now, he said this at a TED Talk. TED Talk's known to be controversial, known to address a broad range of issues, but for some reason, this particular TED Talk considered too controversial, and TED actually did not release it. Eventually, after much pressure, they did end up putting it out. This is the crux of Nick Hanauer's argument. This is exactly what prevented this from being released. You tell me, what about this was so different and so scary to TED that they considered not releasing it?
Wise. A policymaker who believes that the rich are job creators and therefore should not be taxed will do equally terrible policy. I have started or helped start dozens of companies and initially hired lots of people. But if there was no one around who could afford to buy what we had to sell, all those companies and all those jobs would have evaporated. That's why I can say with confidence that rich people don't create jobs, nor do businesses large or small. Jobs are a consequence of a circle of life-like feedback loop between customers and businesses.
Exactly. And this, for whatever reason, TED sent out internal memos saying that this was too politically controversial. An email was obtained, written by TED curator Chris Anderson, obtained by the National Journal, where he says to his colleagues, this probably ranks as one of the most politically controversial talks we've ever run, and we need to be really careful when we post it. Next week ain't right. This was eventually released. What do we think, guys? Why was this the topic that hit a nerve where TED did not want to release it? Eventually they did amidst a bunch of pressure. Why is it?
Who is TED comprised of?
Mostly pretty wealthy people, but many of them very progressive.
Well, I mean, all I can think of is who in TED would have not wanted this information out there?
Apparently, Chris Anderson. I mean, Natan, what do you think? I think this is pretty clear because this is a controversy of a specific type. This isn't even about social issues or contraception or those things. I mean, they have Melinda Gates speaking about contraception being released. This is specifically a key thing, a fundamental argument right now that exists among the people who really control so much of the goods and services in this country. That's my thought.
Yeah, I don't think we need to, evaluate the argument. I think it's just a question of why did they want it not to air. I mean, it seems like either there was a specific financial interest in the company and the people didn't want this position to be espoused, or for whatever reason it's threatening. I don't know who TED is, so I have no idea.
I mean, obviously there's either political or financial motivation behind not wanting to release this.
It is very powerful when you hear such a rich guy saying that reducing taxes on rich people doesn't create jobs. It's really a powerful thing.